Right, everyone, we should be live. Hang on, got to speak into my microphone. With the webcam, with the standings, with the chat. Should all be working. Hey everyone, hey Ryan, Al, Herb Tree, Barry, Nathan, Mountain J, Fast Ginger. Welcome along everyone. We're trying something new today. So I need to explain how this is going to work. I've got the race on the screen in front of me. And I've got, for the first time pretty much ever, I've got chat in front of me as well. And I can't crash reading chat. Hey Apocalypse, hope you well. So I can engage a lot more than I normally do, which is a good thing, I think. And I've got live standings on the screen. But I have a glamorous assistant off screen who's going to be updating them as we go. So you got the lap and you got the positions, and I've added some logos. Is logos working? Yeah, I've got some logos as well. Hey Marcus, hope you're well. Hey JJ. So yeah, trying something new today. I did almost break my microphone just before I started. I thought I'd broken the USB port. It's kind of a bit dodgy as I was trying to get it into a better position, but hopefully everything's working. If something doesn't appear to be working, then let me know. I've got some music in the background, otherwise it would be a bit weird. And yeah, can I put a timer on to sync? I can do, mate. Right, bear with me. The inbuilt timers on Streamlabs are pretty ropey, but if we really want a timer, I can do that now. I can get a timer. I've got it on Now TV, S420 Racing. John Boss, we're going to get this question a lot. If we want to play some kind of bingo, every time someone comes and says you're not going to show the race, that I think is a drink. Because for obvious reasons, I can't show the race. So this is a watch along. Hey Triple D, hey Ryan. It's just a little pixel. Cheers everyone. Just a little pixel thing. So if anyone's got any pixel art that's 32 by 32 pixels, then ping me on Discord and I can put it on. Hey Loopy, sorry I missed you there. I'm going to screw that back in my beer, that's not going to work. Can't put it there because then you won't be able to see the screen. I'll have to put it on the floor. Okay. Do it. Kushi predictions. So, I've put my predictions in the bottom right there. If we've got enough time before the race, because there's about 10 minutes to go before the race, we can do our chat predictions for the podium. I can put them up. Let me try and get a timer. Bear with me. I'm good. Oh gosh. I really hope my microphone doesn't disconnect because I've had to get another cable because I almost broke it. Right, I hope that's fine. I'll try and get a timer for you guys. Bear with me. I have a countdown timer that I use for iRacing. Right. Browser source. Timer. Is it a timer or is it a stopwatch? My stream timer. Ah, here we go. This is the one I've used. Stream starting timer. Timer start value. Timer min. No, we don't want a countdown. We want the opposite of a countdown. They're all countdowns, chat. They're all countdowns. I don't think this one's not a countdown. Right, okay, bang. I'm going to put this one in, so bear with me. Get the old browser source. Browser source. Streaming Pro over here. Absolute Streaming Pro. We'll call it the timer. That would be appropriate, I believe. Probably see something that's come on your screen now. That's just a placeholder. And then this. Press apply first. Bear with me. I'll take back what I said about being a streaming pro. Okay, this is going to be it. We're going to get this. Here we go. Timer. Yes, it's there. Right, I will start that Remind me to start it when the race starts. Will it fit here? Right, a little bit light. Wait. Absolutely riveting watching. There we go. Okay. We'll start that when the race starts. Sorry, I missed out on the chat already. Having said I'm not gonna miss the chat, I've missed the chat. John Boss at a friend says no sports, no TV. Sorry about that, John Boss, but welcome along to the chat. A new name, but you're in good company here. Right, Ryan's going Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. So you're backing the Mercedes. What I put Verstappen P2. I think there's a lot of pressure on Bottas in this race. A huge amount of pressure. So we'll see how he deals with it. Triple D, you're sitting in the rig. Are you going to watch Alonso helmet cam and drive the same lines? No, I can try and pretend. I've got Alonso in the background. That is actually Alonso on the flag. Although Hamilton is my favourite driver. S420 is going Mazepin. Okay. Herb going Lewis, Max, Banjo. Triple D going Bottas to not finish. Wow. And on what basis, Triple D? Mechanical or just kind of the pressure? But yeah, I think Hamilton to win. So looking so strong at the moment. Hey JDB, hope you're well. Right, Al's coming in with the Predo. Max, Lewis, Bottas. Wow, okay, so you're going for Max. I guess because Perez is up there, Perez might be able to force the Mercedes have to kind of cover him off. Right, Mountain J's going drive of the day, Alonso. Yeah, I don't know, Alonso didn't have good quality, did he? So I think Carlos Sainz could be one to watch today. I think he's got a point to prove. Apparently he's been really tuned into the Ferrari. We'll see. I think the midfield in this race is going to be very interesting. All about the midfield. Kushu's going Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez. Wow. Not a lot of faith in Bottas at the moment. S420, Albon takes Bottas out. Right, I hope the chat is working on the screen. Yes, it is. It is working. Well, considering Albon's not in the race, I think that would be some kind of... You'd have to do a drone strike or something. Yeah, Barry's saying Russell to get driver of the day. That could be an absolutely fantastic shout. Qualifying, I think P11, almost getting into Q3. Extremely close. Extremely deep. Marcus just doesn't believe in Bottas, full stop. Wow. That's pretty hot. I mean, it's not easy going head to head with Hamilton, is it? Hey Alex, Bottas will be soft at the start and will be allowed to be bullied by any car. Wow, Bottas is getting absolutely destroyed in the chat. I don't know, Bottas is a very good driver, but you know, he will want to prove that he's better than Lewis Hamilton. He just hasn't been able to do it, but Rosberg did it one season. S420 said Norris driving really well. Yes. Although Ricciardo in the McLaren qualifying way down. I don't think getting out of Q1 actually. Ricciardo. So maybe a one-off. Or hopefully the McLaren hasn't got some big issues. Considering I'm wearing a McLaren jumper. Nathan Connolly, Bottas to retire first lap. Wow, that is... I don't know. I'm excited. So we got the intro. Let me know in the chat, by the way, how many people are watching this simulcast and how many people are just watching the standings on here and watching me speak, because that will help. That'll be helpful for me to know. Hopefully improve the experience. I don't know, Martin Jetchi. I'll be able to see when the leaderboard comes up and let you know. They're playing the music now, the intro music. Kishi Merck was very competitive. He was okay, but now he's replaced by Russell. Yeah, Russell is knocking on that door. I'd say at the moment, if it stayed the same, it's inevitable now that Russell would take that seat next season. I don't think Mercedes are the team that they swap it halfway through. There's no point if they're going to wrap. Well, Constructors is going to be a lot closer this season, isn't it? A lot closer. Al's watching, Kushi's watching, Mountain J I think is watching, Tom Scott is just watching me. Nathan's listening to me and watching the race, okay. Yeah, sack off Crofty, don't need Crofty. JDP's watching, Barry's watching. Yeah, I'll have a little bit of delay with the stream, and I haven't run it on super low latency because sometimes that can have buffering. So I'm running it on low latency on YouTube, so it'll be about a 7-second delay between what I see and what comes through to you, but it's fairly minimal. And I'm just watching my own stream on screen, so guess you one extra viewer. Lee's watching me. Marcus got both. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yes, Mountain J. Hello, viewer. Glad I didn't break my microphone. I was very worried about that. On the Podium is watching me and Skype1. Can't stand Crofty. Always calls AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. Mixed up teammates only get started by NT with Hamilton. Yes. Do you prefer the Channel 4 commentary or Channel 4, Radio 5 Live, or Crofty? John Boss just watching me. My condolences, John Boss. Right, they're going through the tyres now. Yes, the top 4 all starting on the mediums apparently. Jensen just watching the F1. My TV seems further back than most people at the time. Okay. Yeah, by the way, so this is something that can get lost in racing generally, but especially in Formula 1, but I think all kind of standards. Bottas is on pole today by 7 thousandths of a second, is it? Or 700ths, I don't know. Might be 700. Let's call it 700ths. If you get out your phone and go to your stopwatch application and you try to physically stop the time as quick as you can, I can guarantee you won't get 700ths of a second. That's how close it is. They're so close around the whole lap and then go over the line like that close. We can't even physically kind of stop a stopwatch with that time. It's just insane. SL20 liking pit lane cam. Yeah, I think I can change the cameras around. I haven't watched Now TV, I think. I might have done it for Nürburgring last year. Oh, Crofty getting some hate. Right. All the cars on the grid. It's just the last few mechanics remaining. About 7 mechanics around each car. About to take off the tyre warmers. And then we'll go around the formation lap. Marcus going... Yeah, Seb getting into Q3 in the Aston. Doing quite a bit better than Lance Stroll. Nathan Conley. Worst part about F1 commentary is how much they love Ricciardo. Even as Nozzy, I don't get it. I think Ricciardo, just his personality is... You know, the media love him. He's a cheery guy, but he's got that inner steel. No doubt about it. Hey, Bill Jones, hope you're well. John Boss is a Dutch Canadian. So you're obviously going for Latifi, I imagine. Not interested in Verstappen. I think I've got 3 helmets on the page. This is my Club 100 helmet. There's no mount on it. And then the helmet I had on the stand previously is a helmet I'm considering as my kind of helmet for my camera. I can't put a mount on this camera because it's not allowed under the regulations. Oh, SL20, he is done. Danny Rick days are over. Oh, I don't know. He's only what? 31? He's not probably not in his prime yet. He'll probably getting there. I think Danny Rick versus Lando is going to be very interesting. Thanks, Al. Just trying something new. Just trying something new. Right, Dutch. Dutch, I presume you are Dutch. Unless you're the character from Red Dead Redemption 2. And supporting Max Verstappen. Right, Loopy says Danny Rick, top 10 and Mazepin first to retire. Yeah, we need to play some kind of bingo. Who's going to be the first car to retire? Surely Mazepin's going to take it easy. Considering what's happened in the last few races. Surely. Yes, Mr. Snowder, Fast Ginger. I think the midfield is going to be pretty tough. I don't actually know this track that well at all, by the way. I didn't watch the Grand Prix here last year. It's partly why I wanted to watch this one. It's a new circuit for me. And also I think relatively new for a lot of the drivers. Right, S420 going Mazepin, Barry saying Marzipan, lap 1 retirement. Nathan saying Bottas. Oh, I don't know. Well, I've got to put my colours to the mast. I'm going to go with... I'll just go with Gasly. I reckon Gasly's going to make some moves and come unstuck as much as I rate him. Right, the cars are lining up, approaching the grid now. Didn't they find a bit of tyre warming? It's almost the end of the formation lap. Oh, I didn't know it was in Project Cars 3 on the podium. I did not know that. Right, I'm going to do my timer. As soon as the cards go off, I'll do my timer. Hey Double Dash, hope you're well. We're just doing who we think driver of the day is going to be and who's going to be the first out. Yes, Sonoda, maybe. I think Carlos Sainz could have a good race here. And he's a very experienced driver, actually, relatively speaking, in F1. So Carlos Sainz for me, driver of the day, and I'm just going to go on a limb and say Gasly first to retire. Tom Scott saying Sainz podium. Yes. Right, let me get ready to do my timer, just so you know where we are, relatively speaking, in the race. Yeah, this stream will be 7 seconds behind what I put through to YouTube. I'll do the timer now because it's about to go. Lights are out. Hamilton with a pretty good start, but driving in behind, and yeah, Verstappen in third, and Sainz in fourth. So I think it's as you were. I think it's pretty much as you were at the front of the pack. Perez is looking tasty, trying to go around the outside of Sainz. Not going to work. Andrew saying Leclerc driver of the day. Yes, coming back through the field. Ocon's going up the inside of Norris and gets the position. And everyone was pretty clean. There was a lock-up at the back. I think both Haas cars are still there, so no one's out yet. Yeah, maybe... I don't know if I'm ahead of the F1 stream or behind, actually. I assume I'd be behind. So it's Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Ocon. So I think Ocon's gained a little bit. Oh, but Norris just about going to go around the outside. So Norris gets it back from Ocon. Very brave move there. It's not particularly condensed. It's already kind of... I don't want to say stringing out, but... no one's going 3 wide anymore. On the podium, is that Alex? Is that Kimi for driver of the day? Kimi at the moment in P13. He's already gained 2 positions. Yeah, Lando was brave there because I think he lost the position, but then... Oh, it's almost lost their rear wing. Kimi Raikkonen's lost his front wing on the home straight. And there's going to be a lot of debris there, I think, on the home straight. He goes into the gravel. That must be turn 1. Yeah, Kimi Raikkonen's in the gravel trap. Oh, he's near an exit. I don't know if it's going to be a safety car or not. Might be a VSC if they've got debris. Full safety car, everyone. Yes, everything I see is going to be a little bit delayed, but that's because there won't be any buffering. But it's not huge. It's very unusual what happened here. Don't know if anyone else has seen a better angle. Brundle's saying maybe there was a previous knock to it because he didn't look like he hit the back of anyone. Quite a significant failure. It's one of those ones where the front wing goes under the nose, and I think you just basically lose all your steering. Oh no, yeah, beg your pardon, Alex, you are right. He just drove straight into Giovinazzi. That's actually quite a poor mistake. Unless Gio was slow, that is very unusual. Yeah, I don't know if he was looking at something on the steering wheel or something like that, but yeah, I stand corrected. He just drove into the back of Giovinazzi down the back of the straight. Don't think there's any damage to Giovinazzi's in 12th. This is very good for the Alpha. So winners and losers. Sainz is into P4. Norris is P6. And Ricciardo's in P13. So Ricciardo's gained quite a bit. One of those, I think, has been Raikkonen. Yes, good start from Danny Rick. Very good start. Yeah, the whole field is going through the pit lane, so the marshals can clear the debris. I don't think it'll be a very long delay at all. Oh, Al said the SkyGo app is behind me. Okay. That's interesting. Russell still in 11th, Vettel in 10th. This could potentially be a standout race for Russell here, if things go his way. Gasly in 8th. Yeah, Raikkonen hasn't like opened his visor or something. The telltale sign when you think you made a mistake as a driver. Mark is saying, oh, I think you said brake fail, you mean bad fail. You said bad fail. Salim, don't know why, I have a feeling Norris will surprise again, but he's been looking very racy. I'm having a look at the replay here from lap 1. He was having some fun with Ocon. Yeah, Norris went wide. I think is at the corner where Verstappen had a lap deleted, and Ocon sneaks up the inside. But Norris never really gives it up. He never really gives it up. Yeah, Norris looking pretty good. Okay, so if you want to be ahead of me, the PlayStation 4 is the place to be. Yeah, Sainz got a much better start than Perez. And was able to carry it around the outside. Really nice start from Sainz. If things had gone differently in Sainz's career, he could have been in that Red Bull now. Yeah, a lot of drivers running wide. I think that might be turn 4. The left-hander where there's so much tarmac on the exit. Looking at Ricciardo's start now, it's like properly condensed ahead of him. Yeah, just absolute chaos in the midfield. Yeah, everyone running wide. There's so much runoff there. But yeah, no, I can't give a reason why Raikkonen's hit the back of Giovinazzi there. Just maybe distracted or something. No, it's just really weird. It wasn't even close. It was almost like wheel-to-wheel contact. I don't know about that, Alex. I mean, yeah, Gio did go to the right, but oh, I don't know. Jamie Scott, hopefully Russell gets in the points there. It could happen. It could happen. If it's an interesting race. We've already lost one car. So on lap 4 now, everyone. Lap 4 of 66. Double dash worth if your Haas popping a hard time with Mick. Potentially. I mean, they're both running at the back now. I suspect whatever they do. I mean, they did that with Grosjean a few times, didn't they? Just left him out on the harder tyres or put him on the hard tyres really early. And temporarily he could have track position, but it never really worked out for Grosjean, as far as I can remember, actually. Yes. I think you should. Yeah, it says 4 on the stream. So, all lined up there. We're manually updating the leaderboard, everyone. So I didn't want to infringe any copyright by taking a leaderboard, so we just thought, yeah, we'll just do it ourselves. If you are enjoying the stream, 67 people watching. Do free to drop a like, always very much appreciated. If you've got any comments or anything, let us know. But we're still under safety car at the moment, and it is the Mercedes safety car this race out. So Carlos Sainz, my pick for driver of the day is in P4, behind Verstappen, the two Mercedes in 1 and 2, and Perez in 5th. Interesting. Yeah, not sure where his yacht is here on the podium. Although I suppose we are on the Algarve. Yeah, very unusual kind of mistake there from Kimi. Well, there might be something that we don't know about. I think lots of little bits of contact happen in the first lap that we often don't see. So can't see that the safety car is coming in this lap. We're on lap 5 now. So top 4 drivers on the media. I can't remember. It's Carlos Sainz on the soft tyre. Sainz might be on the soft tyre. I can't see. I don't have the info at the moment. Alex, wild prediction. Merc mess up a pit stop for Bottas. The Hamilton wins. We've seen that before. Yeah, the thing is... Okay, safety car. No, staying out. Mercedes can cover off Verstappen, basically. They've got 2 cars ahead. John Boss, I've liked you and all the team. Right, thank you so much, John Boss. Glad you're enjoying it. I couldn't make it yesterday, so Rory and Ollie were at Atlanta or Road America, one of the roads. And I think getting a P4 or P5 is another really good result for us. I don't know why the safety car's been out for so long. I mean, so Raikkonen, he lost his wing on the home straight, and then just went all the way into the gravel at the end of the track, but right by the exit. So they recovered his car. That's done. I don't think there's too much debris, but we're on lap 6 now. Great having board, John Boss. I don't know what I think next week we're doing 6 hours of Le Mans. Well, I think Ollie and we came 3rd there last time we did that, so hopefully with Rory and Paul we can go even better. Everyone's warming up tyres. Hopefully not my stream, Issa. Let me know if my stream's buffering, but I'm shooting 40 megabit up the pipe. Should hopefully be okay. Right, safety car's ending. Safety car is coming into the pits. Okay, Verstappen's kind of like really aggressive on the brakes, warming them up. Sorry to hear that, Issa. I guess this one does work in 144p. Potato quality. Hey Ben, hope you're well. Still not too late to let us know who you think your driver of the day is going to be. Right. Right, Bottas is now dropping back off the safety car. Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Norris. Who's that behind? Ocon. Yeah, he's backing them up. It's quite an early back. I don't really know this track that well, but this seems quite early for me. Didn't Bottas back the track up quite a lot in a race last year, and there was a big crash in the straight? Ooh. Bottas lighting up the tyres behind the safety car. No one's gone yet on my screen. He hasn't bolted yet. He's going around the last corner. Hasn't bolted. He's on the home straight. Still hasn't gone. He's past the pit exit. Still hasn't gone. Now he goes. He goes just by the pit exit. I've got a long view down the straight, so it's difficult to see who's got a really good launch. Hamilton's having to defend against Verstappen. Verstappen might go around the outside of turn 1. What a move that is from Verstappen. Round the outside of Hamilton, turn 1 behind the safety car and going into P2. That is absolutely huge. I saw Hamilton going defensive. And Verstappen just went around the outside. And who's this? Norris having a look at Perez. Sainz has really lost out. And Sainz locks up. Charles Leclerc is now 1 place behind Carlos Sainz. Sainz is 6th, Leclerc is 7th. And Norris is 4th. Norris is really on fire at the moment. Yes. So the big gainer there has been, well, big gain has been Verstappen, Norris, and I think Leclerc. That's a big shake-up there. Ben, why would Giovinazzi be at fault? I don't understand why Giovinazzi would be at fault. If someone can explain that to me, because I just don't... As the car ahead down the straight, I don't see how you can be at fault unless you brake check someone. Thanks, Alex. Russell's dropped down to 14th, so Russell's been a loser, or a net kind of loser in that post-safety car restart. Yes. Yes, double dash. Mazepin isn't in last place. He's not in last anyway, but he's in 18th. He's overtaken Mick Schumacher. Someone goes side by side on the straight. It's a Williams. Yeah, so the midfield pack is Giovinazzi, Alonso, Russell. Russell's now 14th. Vettel's still in 10th. Hey guys, hope you're well. Yeah, sorry, John Boss. I'm having to try try and describe it. No worries, Al. Right, Verstappen is only 3/10 behind Bottas. If Verstappen can get past Bottas, this is huge, absolutely huge. Oh, well, I say what happens on the restart. Hamilton's weaving, and Verstappen basically goes almost alongside, and then Bottas goes. So when Bottas goes, Verstappen's almost alongside Hamilton. I don't think Hamilton would be too happy about that. Hey, Rums. Yeah, absolutely, Rums. Okay, the balance has been restored in the universe, Andrew. Yeah, Norris was really racy, getting past Perez up the inside. Hamilton just does fast lap, he's in P3. But Verstappen is only half a second behind Bottas. Bottas isn't kind of checking out. We've seen Hamilton do that a lot in first place, just check out. Bottas not doing it at the moment. DRS is enabled, so Verstappen's still within the VRS range, but so is Hamilton behind him. And amazingly, Leclerc is only 1 place behind Sainz. Sainz in 6th, Leclerc in 7th. Someone said Leclerc driver of the day earlier. Could be a very good shout. At the moment, I think it's got to be Norris up in P4. A big moment in the race. No. I thought Verstappen had dropped out, but he's not. Verstappen's still in the DRS range. And they're about to go round the last corner into the home straight. Here we go. We're on the home straight now. Verstappen's 6/10 behind with DRS. Oh, it's big. The closing is big. He's taken 3/10 out of him. So we went from 5/10 behind to 2/10. If you can stay in that range, I think Verstappen will get it done. Roms, what team do I root for? Always like Renault, so I guess Alpine. I'm wearing a McLaren jumper, and Hamilton is just the GOAT for me. So I don't nail my colours to the mast for any team particularly. Just like seeing good racing. But let us know who you're rooting for. Ben's got the live standings on, so Verstappen is leading the World Championship at the moment. It'd be amazing if Verstappen takes it to Hamilton and then it comes down to the second drivers. Like, you know, how does Perez help Verstappen? How does Bottas help Hamilton? That'd be very tasty. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that, Alex. He might have been trying to set himself up for a good exit, but I think I did see him drop back a little bit. Bottas will really want to get out of that range. In fact, Bottas might. Bottas has opened up a second gap now. So Verstappen goes over the DRS detection line on the home straight and he's not going to open up the flap. But Hamilton behind us does. Hamilton's going to overtake Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen defends very deeply. He doesn't put Hamilton to the pit wall situation, but wasn't a million miles over. So Hamilton's in PT now. Verstappen going to try to come round the outside, but that's not going to work. Almost ends up in the gravel. That was a key moment. Alex, you might have hit the nail on the head there. I think Verstappen didn't have a very good last sector. He lost the DRS from Bottas, and then he got done by Hamilton down the straight. Yeah, that was a huge overspeed, Jay. Yeah, we'll see, Luke. Vettel's currently in 10th, and it's very close in the midfield. Oof. Extension aviation, so Hamilton keep it. That's a big defend from Verstappen. There were maybe like 3 cars widths between Hamilton and the pit wall, so he was being squeezed a long way, but nothing dangerous. Right, will Hamilton properly go after Bottas now? Ben, Bottas will finish. I see what you did there. I like it, Ben. Third without a doubt. Let's see. Right, Hamilton is within DRS of Bottas. He's 8 tenths behind. And I think Verstappen's been on the radio asking for more power. But yeah, very close to midfield. From Sainz to Vettel, so from 6th to 10th, that's 5 cars, is 4 seconds. Ricciardo, yes, Luke, in P11. Both McLarens had a good start, although Ricciardo had a really bad qualifying, so maybe some of those positions were a bit easier. Okay, in the championship. Yeah, I can't really argue against you there. Stevie G, when will Russell get the Merc seat? Unless he does something really wrong, he's got to be a shoo-in for next season. For me, George Russell doesn't need to do anything incredible. I think he's already kind of proved it. I think what happened to Imola was probably not a good thing for him in terms of the context of him getting that seat. So if he keeps doing what he's doing, I think he'll be fine. I mean, obviously Mercedes get all of his data and telemetry and everything, so they'll see how he's progressing. Oh, thanks, Issa. Thanks for the upgrade. We'll be 480p soon. I don't know. I think it's all a bit grey, isn't it? Those communications. I know they did restrict them with the regulations a while ago. Yeah, I agree, Luke. I don't think that helped Russell's cause at all. And I think there's a lot of adrenaline at the time. I don't think he reacted well. Both immediately when he went over and kind of slapped Bottas' helmet, and also in the interviews after. Ultimately, you know, my view on that incident is that Russell didn't need to overtake then. You know, if you go for an overtake and you make a mess of it and both cars end up in the wall, you know, I think always as the overtaker you've got to think, oh, could I have left it for a better opportunity? I suspect he got it into his head that Bottas was going to defend him really hard because of the context around the seat, but I don't think Bottas defended, you know, any more than was permissible. Then he's a big fan of Lando and a little Carlos at the end there. Okay, Orlando in 4th, Carlos in 6th at the moment. Yeah, Hamilton is 6 tenths behind Bottas. Maybe just sitting there, could be conserving tyres or something. What will be interesting here is if Bottas drops off, Hamilton can't overtake because of the dirty air, and then Verstappen closes back up with Hamilton. Because Verstappen is 1.2 seconds behind Hamilton. It's not a huge amount of time behind. In terms of the other movers and shakers, Leclerc's moved up, P7, Norris has moved up. Perez is 1 second behind Norris, so Perez is in P5. Eskimo Quinn, can we actually watch the race instead? You can, but you have to watch it however it's being broadcast in your country. I can't put it on the stream here. Andrew, Mertz are just punching Red Bull in the face, but they're the second fast team, remember? Yeah. Didn't they say they're now become the hunted? I'm not sure about that. Smooth, what is Kimi doing down there? Kimi is out of the race, so I think we put him in P20. He hit Giovinazzi on the home straight on lap 2. Lost his front wing. Double Dash has got some inside information that Tsunoda was close to getting track limits penalty. Yeah, I think there's a couple corners here where people do really run wide. It's fast, and I imagine that we might get some warnings. Where would it be streamed in Ireland? I don't know. I'm guessing Sky. Is it RTE? Is that like the big channel in Ireland? Bottas, Hamilton is really close to Bottas still, lap 15, and Hamilton is 7/10 behind. I mean, that's quite close. It's just be kind of casually within DRS, because normally the dirty air means that drivers don't like hanging around that close behind. Replay of a... Oh, Perez has got past Norris. Look very slow from Norris there. That's very strange. Perez just got past Norris like really easily. Yes. DRS assisted. Double dash. Oh, Crofty's on a Crofty, okay. No Croftyisms here, hopefully. There probably will be. Mazepin about 3 seconds behind Mick Schumacher at the moment. Right, Ted Kravitz is saying that Lando's tyres might be knackered already. I can't... when I have a look, I'll see what coloured tyres he's got. Most people are on the mediums, the yellow wall tyre. Okay, Mountain J saying soft's going down, yeah. So maybe we'll see people on the soft starting to pit now. Ballistic Ben and Imola, 100% Bottas fault, move Russell onto a wet line. Yeah, but that's not really Bottas's problem, to be honest. And I don't think he, personally, I don't think he moved Russell onto a wet line because he was ahead of Russell all the way. So he just took the racing line and Russell was like, oh, well, I'm going to go basically off track to overtake him. I'm going to go on the wet. That's the way I saw it. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Are the purple the super softs, ultra softs, Issa? Hey, David Dots from the Netherlands. Netherlands. Assume you're supporting your boy Max in P3. Right, top 3 all on the mediums. I'm assuming Norris is on... Yeah, Norris will be on soft time now. I can't see it. Wow, Hamilton is really close to Bottas. 3/10 now. I rarely see kind of the front runners that close together. And the midfield is like really close. Yeah, from Ocon in 8th to Stroll in 14th is about 6 seconds, maybe a bit more. Yeah, Dave, that seems to be kind of the way of the Red Bull. Even when the Red Bull won 4 championships in a row, their car was never really the fastest. It was just like superhuman through the corners. Ballistic Ben with a live update. So Hamilton now back in the lead for the World Championship. Nice. And Perez is already 2 seconds ahead of Norris. Right, Amazon is saying that pit window's open for the softs. On the podium, any sim racing later today? Maybe. I don't know. Didn't plan to. Could do. Loopy, can you legally stream the race? I won't. I will never stream the F1 feed. It's just not right. Right, Ricciardo gets past Vettel, so Vettel is now outside the top 10 in P11. Ricciardo's on the move. Vettel's also on the soft tyre. And I think Ricciardo might be on the mediums. Yeah, Ricciardo's on the medium, so soft tyres are not the place you want to be at the moment. But depending on how the race goes, when people on the mediums get off the mediums and they get on the softs, they might have this issue at the end of the race. Yes, Andrew's ahead of me. Smooth. Honestly, I think Bottas has to take like 3% of blame. He made a small move, and I think that made George nervous. You can see the movement slow, maybe. Do you see it at full speed? I think so, yes. I think Bottas should have been a bit more cognizant. Have I just been watching too much of the Aston Martin team lately? But it was wet, and ultimately, I just think it was a silly move from Russell. And ultimately, when we race and we have a moment like that, it's just human instinct to try and blame anyone and anything other than yourself. We all do it. If we have a crash, we just look to blame someone else. But I think it is really important to try and look in the cold light of day and analyse things and a bit of black box thinking. And I think there, if I try and look at it really objectively, I would just say, well, Russell could have avoided that incident by just not going for it on the wet. Davey Doss loves this circuit. Well, apparently it's in Project Cars 3. I didn't know that. I don't know on the podium. I don't know. So maybe the soft's not really the tyre to be on. Hamilton just sitting fastest laps behind Bottas. So Ricciardo's gained 6 positions on that medium tyre. So Ricciardo's on the move in P10. I say he's currently driver of the day elect. But Hamilton's looking really racy. He can't be more than about 2 tenths behind Bottas. Might try and go for it around the outside of turn 1. Oof. What a move by Hamilton round the outside of turn 1. I tell you what, I don't know a lot about Portimao, but I reckon turn 1 is one of the all-time great turn 1s. I've already seen Verstappen go around the outside and Hamilton go around the outside. I love tracks where you can go around the outside. And Verstappen is now very close to Bottas. The front 3 are basically within a second, I think. What a move this is from Hamilton. Oh. The thing I like about that move at turn 1 is that you have to have the trust that the guy you're overtaking isn't going to lock up and just kind of T-bone you. Great move from Hamilton. Yes. Smooth go from Mazepin driver there, where he's currently running in P19, 4 seconds behind Mick. But early days. Yes, we will see Fast Ginger. Will Hamilton now do what Hamilton does best, arguably? Which is just to check out, essentially. Right, the big moment now, I think, is what is Verstappen going to do about Bottas? I can't see the time difference. I don't know if he's within DRS. Must be close. I think he's within DRS. Yeah, he's gaining on Bottas down the home straight. Lap 21. 200 miles an hour in speed trap. Yes, Davey. Hamilton just, I think, mentally is the most accomplished driver on the grid. That's half the battle. Yes, Hamilton is on the radio saying the tyres are gone. Right, what happens if they pit Bottas earlier here? Because then Max will have to... Will Max have to cover that? I was amazed actually how long Hamilton was behind Bottas. I don't often see cars in Formula 1 kind of follow that closely lap after lap. Hamilton now 11 points ahead in the championship. Provisionally. I think Verstappen is just within a second of Bottas as they go around the last corner. Let's see, yes. Everyone goes around again. And Verstappen, yes, within DRS. I can't give you the exact time difference, but he's not going to be close enough to have a look. He's just going to close up. Hey, Mateus. Hope you're well. Oh, Ferrari are out in the pits. Ferrari are out. Who are they going to bring in? Sainz in 6th, Leclerc in 7th. And it's Carlos Sainz coming in. So they're pitting the driver ahead on the road. Who's on the soft tyre. Right, that'll be his only stop of the race unless it's an absolutely crazy one. Alex, I'm not a Hamilton fan, however, he just has incredible skill, racecraft, everything. He's just brilliant on tap, just not into his musical endeavours. Okay. Everyone has a weakness. Yeah, it was a bit of an odd one, Mateus. He kind of just went into the back of Giovinazzi on the straight. His right front into Giovinazzi's left rear. It was a very strange one. Be interested to see what he says in his interview. Sorry to hear that, Eskimo Quinn. Hamilton with another fastest lap. Verstappen is very close though. DRS down the home straight. It is a bit closer than he was last lap. Still not going to be close. I think Verstappen's got Bottas' number here. Right, McLaren in the pits. Norris is coming in, going to get those soft tyres off. Perez is in P4 at the moment. I don't know what his fastest lap is. Yeah, about that, Mountain J, about that. Ooh. McLaren took out Sainz just as, I think, is it Ocon coming in? Yeah. Vettel's in the pits as well, and Giovinazzi, so I guess all of the people in the softs are getting onto the mediums now. Yes, double dash. The interesting thing to see will be, does the track evolve in an unusual way? That means it was actually better to be at the softs at the beginning of the race, or would it be better to be at the softs at the end of the race? Yeah, maybe Perez can go really deep on the mediums and then not suffer any of that kind of last few lap soft struggle. That would just happen. Yeah, I know double dash. Back on interval at the moment. And when they do the picture-in-picture for the person they're showing, you can't actually see their interval. Ben, do you reckon Haas will finish last in the constructors? Yes. I mean, they've got 2 rookies in their team, so they've made the decision to go for money to keep the team afloat, and then take 2 rookies because of Mick Schumacher, German sponsorship, stuff like that, and then we all know about Mazepin. So that's the decision to make. Williams has done similar stuff in the past. They may not have had any other choice. I'm sure they would have. But then again, Haas run with... I can't do my tense at the moment. Haas ran with Grosjean and Magnussen for years, and they were an experienced duo. And last season wasn't great. Smooth, do you think the soft was a good choice? I don't know. I'm not sure those drivers would have expected the softs to go up as severely as they did. But ultimately, if the mediums will only go so long, then maybe you have to deal with that on the softs at some point. Verstappen's still within a second of Bottas, but only just, about 9/10. Going down the home straight for lap 25. Luke, is Hamilton pulling a gap to Bottas now? 1.8. So not massively. He's only 8/10 outside of DRS. So Norris is pitted and he's in P10. Not that bad. Gasly in the pits. Mountain J, how important will track position be here? From what I'm seeing, it looks like turn 1's quite a... You can go around the outside of turn 1, so with the DRS, I don't think it's too problematic to overtake there. Latifi in the pits. Hamilton's gone fast again. Bottas now 2 seconds behind. Verstappen 7/10 behind Bottas. Mateus is from Poland, by the way. Zen dobre to you, Mateus. I'm missing Kubica. 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 I can't pronounce things anymore. Oh, Bottas 1.003 ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen is... Oh, he does. He opens it up. He must have just got inside. But basically, Verstappen is very close to being dropped from DRS. And Bottas. So if the people on the softs are trying to do 44 laps on the mediums, we've still got a ways to go for the front three runners to make the change. Someone's coming out with a hard tyre. Leclerc is going to go onto the hard tyre. He's going to go mediums onto hards. Wow. So Leclerc, the strategist, thinking, yeah, let's just sack off the soft tyre and go onto the hards. Very interesting strategy from Leclerc there. He's going to come out around P9, I'd say. Maybe P10, actually. Yeah. Norris goes ahead in P9, and then Norris P8, Sainz P9, and then Leclerc in P10, but on the hard tyre. Ah, that's good to hear, Andrew. Ali Atif Shahab, which team has fastest car this season? Well, if you believe Mercedes, it's Red Bull. If you believe anyone else, it's Mercedes. I can see why there's only 75 people watching. Thank you so much, 78 people watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Do feel free to absolutely smash that like button if you are. Have I got a like thing? Yes. Welcome along, everyone. That's true, Andrew, unless they went longer on the medium tyre. But I don't think the Mercedes will do that. Possibly Fast Ginger. I mean, Ferrari have split the strategy. They've got Sainz on one strategy, Leclerc on the other, so they're kind of hedged. Ah, Smooth was thinking that strategy, yes. We'll see if anyone else does it. Does anyone else bail off the medium tyres? Right, so Barry's saying softs aren't lasting. So if softs aren't lasting as much as they thought, for anyone who's on the mediums now, they've got a decision to make. Are they going to go longer on the mediums than they planned? Because it's better to be on worn mediums than worn softs into the race. Or are they going to switch the hard tyre? What did Mercedes do? Did Mercedes hedge it as well? Did they put Bottas on the hard tyre? If they put Bottas on the hard tyre, where does he come out? Oh, looking at Hamilton's car now. A lot of blistering on the front right. Lots of blistering. That's on the medium tyre. Hamilton's front right is actually genuinely not looking pretty good. Yeah, double dash. Leclerc went medium to hard. Whereas I think Sainz goes soft to medium. I don't know, David Dots. Fred, I don't know. I'm sure they will have used hard at some point, but they might not have a huge deal of information. Smooth Russell. I think he's just been overtaken by, must be Vettel. I haven't got the standings. Yeah, that is true, Ben. Right, so yeah, Russell's in P14 going backwards. Unfortunately, Vettel's in P13. Right, Lance Stroll is on the soft tyre. Lance Stroll apparently has been on the soft tyre for 27 laps. What? And Ocon and Leclerc have gone medium to hard. Actually, I think Ocon might have gone soft to hard. I don't know. But either which way, Leclerc and Ocon are on new hard tyres to go to the end. Yeah. But is Lance Stroll really on 27 lap old soft tyres? Verstappen still within the second of Bottas. Lap 28, about to be lap 29, and Bottas can't shake Verstappen. Hamilton's a few seconds up the road. Yeah, it is interesting, Issa. Interesting strategy. Okay. So Ocon's gone soft to hard. Cool to see lots of different strategy here. Right, Paul DeRess is saying the hard tyre's looking pretty good early on. So Right, red. So at the moment, we've got Hamilton in first, Bottas 3 seconds behind. Then we've got Verstappen less than a second behind Bottas. And then Perez 8 seconds behind Verstappen. So that's your top 4. Right, Max Verstappen's been on the radio saying third gear is lagging. Don't know what that means. Can Verstappen do something interesting? What if Verstappen goes on the hard tyre and goes for a big undercut? So for that to work, the new hard tyre would need to be better than the worn mediums. Interesting. Yes, double dash. Margin to 5th. Ricciardo is in 5th. He's quite a way behind there. He's 20 seconds behind Perez. He's like 30 seconds behind Hamilton. I don't know what the pit loss here is exactly. Yes. Yeah, all eyes on Verstappen basically. What's he going to try and do here? And will Perez just go really long on the mediums? I think... Yeah, actually, no, it wouldn't work like that. I think starting on the hard tyre for anyone who's able to do that could have been interesting, actually. Well, Ben's calling it. Ben's saying Hamilton might get a puncture. I mean, those tyres look pretty badly blistered. Pretty badly blistered. Yeah, just noted, double dash. Williams are running 18th and 19th behind the Haas cars. Haas is a bit like Hagen Das? Well, I'm getting confused. No, Mateus, just Raikkonen is the only DNF so far. Interesting. Fast Ginger says Verstappen will go long, and Barry's saying will Red Bull pit Max early. So Perez is 8 seconds behind Verstappen. He's not so far behind that Mercedes can't worry about him, I think. I don't know why that looked like blistering to me. But, you know, Sky will know better than me. Yeah, Russell's really struggling now. Russell started 11th. He's now in 19th, just been overtaken by Latifi. And just, for some reason, not looking comfortable. Obviously, he's got really good pace here. He was extremely close to getting a Q3. So maybe there's some issue with the car or something like that. I think Verstappen is still within the DRS of Bottas. Yeah, Grosjean is racing in IndyCars. I think he was racing yesterday. If what I was seeing was correct. So we're at 31 and 66. We're getting close to the halfway mark. And the top runners are all on the medium tyres. That, you know, may go about 45 laps or so. But the question is, what other compound are they going to use? Presumably they're all going to go on softs. But people behind have gone to the hard tyre. Yes, Tyrone. Hamilton with a 121.934. Just been setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Red Bull on the radio to Perez saying they're looking to go long. Yes, I'll check it out, Double Dash. I know he's got an esports team. And I know he did a Bahrain track guide. I saw a bit of that, which is very cool. I think so, Ben. I think the Halo is still very divisive. A lot of people really don't like it, but when you look at what they have in IndyCar, I much prefer the Halo. Did the Haas cars pit really early, actually? Are they going to go to the end on those medium tyres? Right, Alex has got the live timing. Verstappen keeps getting purple sector 1, but the rest lap can't match Mercedes, okay. Yeah, I can see it actually just popped up there. Verstappen going purple sector 1. Pastor, do you think Hamilton can pull this race off? Yes, I think he can. He's now 3.4 seconds ahead of Bottas. So unless it's a safety car or some kind of... So Verstappen is 4.5 seconds behind Hamilton. I mean, I don't know what Red Bull can do on the strategy to close it up. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Double dash. Cool guy, Roman. Every time I've been to CF1, he's always looked very quick. Very late on the brakes. As in, like, when I've been to CF1 in person. Yeah, it's 2 Mercedes, 2 Red Bulls, and then Alonso in 6th place. Wow. So Ricciardo 5th and then Alonso in 6th. Interesting. Yeah, Gasly and Ocon. Ocon is within DRS of Gasly. That's the battle for 11th. Ocon closing into T1 doesn't quite go for it. Listen, Ben, you can do race C next week. So race B is Catalonia. What's race C? I can't remember what race C is. I'll definitely be doing race B. Is it Group 2 at Fuji race C? I can't remember. Okay, right. Ricciardo, Alonso, Stroll haven't stopped. So we'll see. Norris will probably jump all of them. In fact, Norris and the 2 Ferraris behind him, so 8th, 9th and 10th will probably jump Ricciardo, Alonso, Stroll in 5th, 6th and 7th. Okay, Fuji's not my favourite track, so I'll definitely be at Catalonia, but I'll try out some Fuji as well. I've got some cool tech working with Rory. We can get each other's webcams on each other's streams without any kind of noticeable lag, so we're thinking about linking up and having some fun at the daily races, maybe do some challenges. Maybe do some forfeits. Mountain Joe saying Alonso driver of the day. Okay. We'll see what happens when he stops. Afternoon, Jao. Yes. Our resident Portuguese. Right. Ocon goes around the outside of Gasly at turn 1. It wasn't massive around the outside. It's just move was basically done by the braking zone. That's true, Double Dash. That is true. So we think they'll need to get to lap 44. Otherwise the softs will really struggle at the end. Nice move from Ocon to get P11 there. See you, Ben. Thanks for joining. Keeping us up to date with the live championship standings. Right, Hamilton now 4 seconds ahead of Bottas, and I don't know if it's crucially, but I think Bottas is now a couple of tenths ahead of the DRS range. He's 1.2 ahead of Verstappen. Yeah, Fuji's definitely like my least favourite track. Maybe between Fuji and Alsace. I think Group 2 at Fuji is quite a good combination. You've got those long right-handers at Fuji, and I think you need a bit of downforce to those corners to make them fun. Or for me, anyway. So the Haas car's at the back again. Mountain J say Perez still fast at 1. Okay. So the Red Bulls looking good in set to 1. Yes, people in chat have called it. Max is in. They're just coming. Oh, on the hard tyre. Yes. On the hard tyre. Here we go, chat. Right. Okay, this is really interesting. So Max is pitting early. Lap 36. About halfway. He's going to do the rest of the race on the hard tyre. Will the Mercedes cover that with Bottas? Will Bottas come in and do the same? Bottas and or Hamilton, or will they keep to the strategy, go longer, and then go on the softs at the end? Ooh. Ooh. Such a big lock up from Verstappen going into the pits. Completely locked up. Hope he hasn't sped in the pits there. crazy. AWS graphics thing is a I think it's fairly simple, but they try and work out what the gap will be and where people will come out. I don't think there's any crazy AI going on in it, I suspect, but makes it easy to understand what's happening. I might be doing it disservice. There might be a lot of AI going into it. Right, Mercedes is coming out into the pit, so I guess Bottas is going to cover off Verstappen. Yes. Red Bull stop was 2.3 seconds. It's pretty good by Mercedes. It's seen cracking out 3.3. Not terrible, but 3.3, I think I'll be disappointed. And when you think about it, it's crazy. Right, Bottas coming to the end of the pit lane. Verstappen is catching him. Can't give any more detail. Don't know what's going to happen. I think Bottas is going to be ahead still, yeah. Wow, so Verstappen is like a couple of tenths behind Bottas. If that stop had been any slower from Mercedes. Oh, Bottas with a big slide. Turn 2. Verstappen might come back. He's got the tyres warmed up. They are basically nose to tail. Verstappen is very close. He's got the inside line. He's going to get past it. Oh, squeezes Bottas outside and Verstappen gets past. Wow. Okay, so maybe that pit stop from Mercedes actually... Bottas has really dropped off. Bottas has dropped off quite a lot already. Bottas is already a second behind. Right, Hamilton's coming in now. That was weird, Double Dash. I mean, like, Bottas he's already dropped off. He's 1.5 seconds behind. Maybe the tyres, they took longer to get temperature, get hard tyres. So, is it a case that the hard tyres take a lap or two to get up to speed? And does that mean Hamilton might possibly be vulnerable? So 2.5 second stop. About a second quicker than Bottas' stop. No worries, Barry. Get sleepy. Yeah, Hamilton's a long way clear, and there are quite a few cars, traffic, in between Hamilton and Verstappen. 5 seconds. Yeah, it looks like these hard tyres take a while to warm up. So Perez is now on the medium tyre. Now, Perez, as we know, is kind of like a sorcerer on the tyres. Is it possible for Perez to make the medium to soft work? I think he was about 8 seconds behind, 9 seconds behind Bottas before. Leclerc getting past Sainz. Wow, okay, so Sainz is on the mediums, Leclerc's on the hards, and Leclerc gets past Sainz, so the hard tyres are pretty good. Yeah, Bottas got a lot of wheel spin. And then he didn't really defend at all. He could have come across and defended, he just didn't. Verstappen's happy on the radio. Yeah, but surprising Double Dash that Carlos just going backwards there. Is he P10 now? He was... I guess he's got all of the no stoppers ahead still to stop. That's the Ricciardo Alonso Stroll crew. Stroll has gone all this way on the soft tyre. It's pretty incredible. Yes, Farchin just calling it. Perez will be on lap 45. I guess he'll need to be. Unless he can go longer on the soft tyre because he thinks he can look after them more. Right, so Mercedes has been on the radio to Bottas saying they're unsafe to Perez if there's a safety car. So basically what that means is that if there was a safety car and everyone had to slow down, if Perez stopped, his relative loss would be less than under a full speed lap. And he could come out ahead of Bottas, which is interesting. They could just get on the phone to old AlphaTauri. Call the safety car, please. That's what Ted Kravitz is saying as well. Yes, we'll see Perez on the soft tyre. If you can make it work. Oh, that's a big cherry picker there, cameraman. Yeah, I think Albon last season last season was a very unusual season anyway because of COVID and everything. Then we had the first race at the Red Bull Ring where Albon was looking really good on P2 or something, and then had the crash with Hamilton. And he just never. It's just motorsport comes down to those margins sometimes. I don't think he ever recovers mentally. Or he always looked kind of a step behind. That would have changed his career. Got the result. Right, Stroll's in the pits finally. Weird strategy from Stroll, like doing 40 laps on the softs, and now don't know what he's going to do for 26 laps. Mediums or hards. Yeah, exactly, Alex. Exactly. Funny if that came down to like the last race of the season. It's been a while since it's come down to the last race of the season, actually. I don't know the total pit loss, Barry, unfortunately. Wow, Ocon is coming after Science now. So Science is just... He was P4 at one point, and now he's P9. Probably going to lose it to Ocon. Okay, Mountain J says 25 seconds. Yeah, Bottas is 18 seconds behind Perez at the moment. Alonso's coming in. So we're seeing the no stoppers start to come in now. The Stroll was in about P8 or something, and he's come out in P14, so might be a similar fate for Alonso. Yeah, Perez hasn't pitted yet, but I'd expect to see Perez in very quickly. 76 people watching. Hope you're enjoying it, everyone. Do feel free to drop that like button if you are enjoying it, or even subscribe if you're new around these parts. You won't regret it. I can guarantee it. Maybe. Right, Smooth saying George is struggling with the car. Yeah, just such a shame. P11 now he's down to P16, and he's 27 seconds behind Snowder in 15th, so tough. Right, interestingly, Ricciardo is in 5th, Norris is 16 seconds behind in 6th. So Ricciardo will come out about 10 seconds behind Norris. And he'll probably be behind Leclerc, Sainz, Ocon, and Gasly as well. I think Ricciardo's going to come in now, actually. McLaren in the pit lane. Let's see where he comes out. I reckon he can come out in like P10 or so, which is where he was early in the race, actually. Thanks, Issa. Slow stop, 4.8 second stop for McLaren. Their mechanic guy in the front left isn't happy. Yeah, they couldn't really afford to lose any more time, so Ricciardo's going to come out at least P10. Yeah, P10. I think so, Smooth. I think so. Can we get Issa to HD? Right, apparently Ricciardo went a little bit too far in the pit box. It didn't look massively slow to my eye, but obviously it was. Yeah, double dash is on it. Just a little bit ahead. Bet that was fun for the Jack man at the front. Bottas with the fastest lap. Bottas on the move. Although Bottas is now 6 seconds behind Hamilton. Wow, that's interesting, double dash. If Carlos's tyres are gone, because Carlos has already pitted. Oh. So Bottas engineer on the radio saying this tyre is really resilient. I think you can push to the end. Ocon's going to have a look at, is it Science? Yeah, Science is having a miserable time now. Ocon's to me looking good, made quite a few overtakes. Oh, Loopy watching that 1440p. Goodness. Thank you so much, Loopy. If you are new about these ends, you can watch in 1440p if you're on a PC or a TV or something like that. I think you can do it on phone as well now. Yeah, Easton, the thing about F1 is, like, especially if you see it in person, normally the best place to sit, one of the best places, is around the braking zones. And just how quickly they decelerate is crazy. Ah, what a reference from Barry. Barry came for Super GT and stayed for me. Yes, Mountain J. So Verstappen is not looking great now relative to Bottas. Bottas is 2.2 behind, taking a second out in the last couple of laps. Mateus, I don't know where you can watch Race in Poland, mate. Is it... Who shows TV? Is it TP Polsat? Polsat in Poland, maybe? Ooh, Ocon round the outside of turn 1 of Carlos Sainz. I really want to drive this track on F1 2020 and just see what turn 1 is like. Round the outside, just have a look at replay, yes. On the podium, watching Kira stream in 420p is better than seeing in real life. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that, mate. Oh, it is Polsat. Test me with other territories, and I'll try and let you know what the satellite provider is in your territory. Mazepin is 24 seconds behind Mick Schumacher, so has Mazepin done an extra stop there? Yes, Marcos. Ocon has been... Dare I say that Ocon is possibly driver of the day at the moment for me? Maybe. If he can get Leclerc in 6th place, he's 4 seconds ahead. I'd say he definitely is. Maybe on the podium. I'll try and see if I can make it. If I'm going to go karting that weekend, I'll probably go to Milton Keynes. It's up in the air. If I am karting that weekend, do Club 100s as well on Saturday. David Doss, MSC is a joke. What? Explain in what way? Yeah, good spot. Fast Ginger Mazepin is in the pits. Again, that must be a retirement, surely. Because I think he just pitted because he was 25 seconds behind Mick Schumacher. Still showing his in pit for me. Hamilton fast now. No, yes. But Bottas is less than 2 seconds behind Verstappen. No worries, Mateus. Good to have you. Do free to drop a subscribe if you want, and we'll see you next time. See you. I don't know, David Doss. I mean, Mick Schumacher was very good in F2 last season. Going up against Callum Ilott, who I spoke with. He left a nice message for everyone in the KRT community. Oh, a mini risen desktop. Oh, I don't know, Baz, about getting a mini desktop. Unless you really push for space, that's going to... Oh, gosh, that Mazepin. Don't tell me there was contact. Don't tell me there was contact here. Okay, Mazepin's like trying to overtake Perez. And Perez locks up just because Mazepin's being a bit stupid. He didn't retire. I think he's 55 seconds. He's a minute behind Mick Schumacher. It's like pretty bad. Yeah, I agree, Double Dash. Explain yourself, Davey. Okay, but Davey, do you... Okay, well... It's not equal, but do you think Mazepin's good enough for F1? Do you think Latifi's good enough? Bobby, what tyres did Danny Rick pop on? Actually, I don't know, mate. If I can glance, I'll have a look at his tyre wall. I don't know. Yeah, Mazepin wasn't. I don't think he wasn't massively good in the junior form. Well, all these drivers are really good, by the way. I've been lucky to kart against some, and Andrew Double Dash would be the same. Kart against some drivers who, you know, have raced in F3, F2. Race against anyone in F1? I'm not sure. Don't think so. But they're really quick. But this is all relative. And these should kind of be the 20 best drivers in the world. Kind of. Mateus, if Perez gets a penalty because of Mazepin, I'll be so pissed off. Yeah, Mazepin's just a liability now. As in, like, at this moment on track. Maybe generally, I don't know. I don't know, Antonio. Sorry, I didn't see that. I didn't catch that. So I'll try and find out, or let you know when it comes off my standings here. Leclerc is catching Norris. Leclerc is 3 seconds behind Norris. So the front four are well out, and then Norris is 30 seconds behind Bottas. So Mercedes and Red Bull like well in front of the midfield. Yeah, I'll be honest, David Dodds. It's a little bit too early for me to say. I mean, there are a lot of drivers who do win in F2 or GP2 back in the day, come into F1 and then, you know, just doesn't happen. But I think it's too early to say for me. Ultimately, he's in the Haas car, which is just, you know, one of the worst cars we've seen in recent years in F1. Relative to the pack. Okay, hards for Danny Rick. Interesting. Interesting because Danny Rick is in 10th, Sainz is in 8th. Sainz is on the medium tyres, so we'll see how that shapes up. Lap 48 of 66. That Ricciardo's just got ahead of Gasly, I can see. So Ricciardo is now 1 place behind Sainz, 5 seconds behind. There's about 15 laps to go, 16 laps to go. Young boss. Your boy Verstappen is in 3rd place. Oh, FIA are investigating the Mazepin Sergio Perez incident. Yeah, just looking at Ricciardo getting past Gasly. I think Gasly just went too deep and Ricciardo did the switchback. Yes, FIA are having a look. They're looking at the driver who's in 1st place and the driver in 90th place having an incident. So, oh, someone's ignored blue flags. I guess that's Mazepin. Double Dash, too many drivers in F2 that hang around for years and end. If I was in charge, it'd be 4 years and you're gone. Yeah, I mean, some drivers do take a bit of time to get up to speed, and then in their 2nd season, they're like much better. But, yeah, F2 is a very exciting championship to watch. I haven't actually caught up with it this year. Don't know who the movers and shakers are. Yeah, Lace in Super GT. Callum Ilott is he in DTM? Something like that. Albon's in DTM, isn't he? Got that right? Yeah, let's see Perez here, because Perez is not in a good place on strategy, because Bottas is only about 6 seconds behind him, so Perez is going to come out like 20 seconds behind Bottas. I don't think this is going to work for Perez. I don't know, Double Dash. I mean, he may get some points for that. Doesn't Hamilton have like a lot of points for super license? Hamilton was a second quicker than Perez last lap. Remember, Perez has gone really deep on these medium tyres on lap 50. And Red Bull have been on the radio saying they're extending. Yeah, I think this is Hamilton going to get past Perez down the home straight, lap 51, making it very easy. So I don't know what the game plan is now with Perez. Yes, Hamilton in the lead, and apparently a 2-second penalty for Mazepin, unless that's what you're calling, Barry, because I haven't seen anything on my screen. I think maybe in hindsight for Perez, I don't know. The alternative would have been getting him on the hards really early. Yeah, Alonso is in 10th, 6 tenths behind Ricciardo, and Ocon is 5 tenths behind Leclerc. So we'll see if Ocon can get Leclerc for 6th, and Alonso can get Ricciardo for 9th. Norris is in 5th, by the way, so he's a best of the rest. Maybe double dash, good point. Alonso gets past Ricciardo. Ricciardo drops back a lot there, went very deep. Right, Perez is going to come in soon, we think. Yeah, if Mazepin's dad buys the team, you know, that's actually quite a political thing, because what if the ultimatum is like, Mazepin's dad, like, well, you'll lose a team. That may have some influence. Oh, I don't know, Smee. When do we open the driver of the day vote? When do we do that? Maybe lap 60? I don't know if the leaderboard's still updating, if our glamorous assistant is updating the leaderboard, but big claps out for... So you will have a live leaderboard. This isn't pulled from some website. We haven't scraped it. We are literally just doing it ourselves. Doing our own leaderboard. Yeah, 5 seconds has been probably about right. I guess that he'll take that at the end. It won't make a difference to him because he's a minute behind P18. Maybe Barry, but if it's between that or not having a team and not being able to employ however many 100 people it has and you have to let them go, I think most people would say get the rookies in and get the money and sustain the team. Richard Love, there are about 14 laps to go. Is the thoughts on the social media thing? Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. I don't really use social media, so I'm unintentionally, well, not unintentionally. I'm doing the boycott anyway, probably. Dorian Bokalaki. What's the story there, Alex? Right, yeah, Perez is 25 seconds behind Bottas, so... I guess he was never really going to do too much better than the 4, so... Fine. Yes, Luke, the lap counter is being updated as well manually. We got it all covered. This is the first time I've done this. If you've got any thoughts on how it's working, let me know. Luckily, I kind of know how to stream, kind of, so I can bring stuff into the stream stuff. And if you are enjoying it, do free to drop a like or even subscribe if you want to see more. Catalina next week. Yeah, I think people will like, obviously when Mazepin came in and all of the social media stuff and his background and things he's said and done, he had, you know, a justified cloud over him already. But I didn't expect him to also be this slow, relatively speaking, unless he's been very unlucky. You know, it's kind of, it is a little bit embarrassing. If I was that far off the field in Club 100, and I'm not near the front of any Club 100 field I've ever raced in, but I like to be in the middle. But if I was that far off the back, like that far off the back, it's pretty embarrassing. Hey Martin Craig, hope you are. Yes, Sleepy. Yeah, Perez is actually dropping off Bottas, so Bottas is looking good. I think the battle now potentially is going to be, so at the lead we've got Hamilton, P1, and we've got Verstappen 5 seconds behind, and we've got Bottas 2 seconds behind Verstappen. So can Bottas put the pressure on Verstappen Will Verstappen turn the wick on Hamilton if the tyres go off? Gassie's now coming after Ricciardo. I think Norris has had a very good race. Hasn't been in the headlights. Had a good move on lap 1 around the outside of Ocon, I think, and he's now in P5. 3.5 seconds ahead of Leclerc. Thanks, Barry. Yeah, Tsunoda's in 15th. It's not a great race for Tsunoda. He's 20 seconds off Lance Stroll in 14th. Vettel's in P12. The midfield is all mixed these days. I think we can... Oh, Bottas on the radio saying low, losing power. Oh yeah, he's dropped off quite a lot of Verstappen. He was 2 seconds when we just checked. Now he's 5 seconds. Bottas might be in trouble. He might just be trying to fix something. He hasn't dropped down anymore, but he went from 2 to 5. Now he's still at 5. Tsunoda goes wide at a corner. On board with Bottas now, something. I think he lost a bit of time when Tsunoda went wide, lapping him. Yeah, I don't think Bottas is losing any more time. He's stabilised at about 5 seconds. Barry with 3 more likes. Thank you so much, Barry. Dropping those likes like it's confetti. Josh Morris seems like Haas is getting worse. Yeah, but I think, like Double Dash has been saying, you know, they may be concentrating all their development on next year for the new regulations. Ah, so apparently it's an exhaust temperature sensing error for Bottas. But he's not losing any more time now. Yeah, I think you're right, Smith. So Perez just done the fastest lap. But he's 23 seconds behind Bottas. Issa, anyone driven a car with more than 6 years before? What are you thinking, Issa? Are you picking up a new old car? Maybe on the podium. I mean, the Alfa Romeo is in 12th place. Ahead of the Astons. Ahead of Tsunoda. That's a pretty good place for the Alfa because they were dicing with Williams. And Haas kind of last season. That Giovinazzi here just getting past Vettel around the outside of turn 1. I'm not sure he's a massively underrated, but he's definitely doing a really solid job here. Very solid. Right, Alonso is now less than a second behind Sainz as the battle for 8th place. Sainz dropping back more and more. That's a rumours, John Boss. I think Gene Haas, he's kind of had enough. He's not the kind of guy that wants to run at the back. I don't think that's how he does it in the States. So they'll need a new buyer for that team. It's not a factory team. It's an independent team. So maybe Mazepin's dad might jump in. Yeah, it looks like Alonso's going to get past Sainz here for 8th place. Shame for Sainz. He was, I think you see on the screen, I had him as my tip for P3 and I had him as my tip for driver of the day. Just hasn't happened. And we're going to probably see Alpines in 7th and 8th, which is very good. Well, kind of where they want to be, but solid. The gap from Mazepin to Mick Schumacher has stabilised at a minute, unless that's just the maximum they can show. Yeah, Perez I think is setting fastest lap, so he's going to get that point. Oh, this is interesting. Mick Schumacher is half a second behind Latifi in a battle of 17, so half a second behind Latifi. So it could be a close battle there for 17th place, actually. That would be a bit of a statement, actually. Yeah, 2 tenths behind now, Mick Schumacher. Oh, going to try and go around the outside. Not a turn 1, but a different corner. Properly hounding Latifi now. Yeah, Issa's all over Jaguars. Double Dash knows to think about a Jaguar or two. Thing or two about Jaguars. Oh, error for Schumacher or something, or is he letting someone through? Oh yeah, Schumacher's pulled over and let all of the leaders, not the leaders, but like must be Leclerc and Ocon. So he's dropped off massively from Latifi, but fair play to Schumacher not getting in the way. Yes, Mountain J. So yeah, Alpine in 7th and 8th. I think that's going to be it for Alpine because Ocon is 7 seconds behind Leclerc. He's in 6th. Yeah, I think it's 59 laps gone, so only about 6 laps to go. I think now's the time for driver of the day shouts. I'm going to go with... Oh, who do I go with? I mean, obviously Hamilton's winning it from starting second. Verstappen's kept second. He's dropped Bottas. Maybe Ocon in 7th and 8th, but I mean 7th and 8th are nothing spectacular. It's not an easy one for me. Yeah, maybe. So we never know how much Mercedes are really turning up their engine. They don't want to look too quick. Right, it's coming in smooth, says Mazepin. Leclerc. Yeah, Leclerc in 6th place actually, because he started way down, didn't he? Or further down the grid. Barchin says Alonso. Jamie Scott saying Ricardo. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Giovinazzi in 12th. Vettel starting 10th now, he's in 14th. Not a good day for Vettel. Although he's just got opposition back then over Stroll. We're doing driver of the day, Mateus. Baz goes Perez. I don't know, Barry. I mean, Perez is 35 seconds behind his teammate, so half a second a lap. I'm not very good at this. I don't know who my driver of the day is. Maybe I'll go Lando, because ultimately Lando bested the rest. And he was very strong at the beginning of the race. He got past Ocon. So it's got to be Lando Norris for me, driver of the day, unless something very interesting happens. That's true, Double Dash. Lewis was P3, got overtaken by Verstappen in the first corner. Just not the fashionable thing, is it, to give the winner driver of the day, although maybe that should happen more often. Davy Doss coming in with Hamilton. Oof. Maybe I have to revise it. Yeah, I'm going to revise it. I'm going to go Hamilton. I mean, he's ahead of his teammate by 10 seconds. Ahead of Verstappen by 5 seconds. And he was P3. He's now winning the race. Hamilton does it again. Sir Lewis Hamilton is going to be my driver of the day. Unless I change it again before the end of the race. Right, Mick Schumacher's coming back at Latifi. He's now half a second behind again. But that's just my driver of the day. Next time we'll do... maybe I can integrate a poll or something. Can I integrate a poll here? We got YouTube. What have you got? Here we go. No, I can't. I can just create a highlight video, or I can insert an ad, which I won't do. I can't do a poll. So Latifi hasn't seen checker flag yet, apparently, and Mick Schumacher's 6/10 behind him. That's true, Alex, but just because we expect it doesn't make it, in a way, doesn't make it less extraordinary that he's done it. That's really bad phrasing. He's so good. He makes this look easy. He makes it look obvious. Yeah, he was in P3. Now he's going to win. Ultimately, he's got the same car as Bottas. And we think the Red Bull's much closer, so I'm gonna stick with Sir Lewis Hamilton. Latifi locks up. Yeah, Mick Schumacher's going to be passed. So mistake from Latifi in the end. I mean, he hasn't checked us out yet. We're doing drive of the day because there's 3 laps to go. Yeah, I do feel that way on Podium. It's like Lewis Hamilton is a 7 times world champion. Like, that's 7 years he's won it. I think it's going to be one of those things that we'll miss it when he's gone. That makes sense. I don't think I'm saying we, but I probably mean just me. I'm not really appreciating it in the moment, and maybe I need to appreciate it more. Especially when every country around the world has, well, not every country, a lot of countries of the world have a motorsport program, and karting, and then send people to single seats, etc. And they all want to be the best. And then this guy Lewis Hamilton, who has had to deal with a lot of adversity coming up the ranks, has been the best, has won the world championship 7 times. It's incredible. I mean, I never thought I'd see anyone do better than Michael Schumacher, but Lewis is doing it. Yeah, so Mercedes in the pits. Fastest lap for Bottas then. So Bottas puts on soft tyres. He's got a pit stop ahead of Perez. I don't think Perez can be driver of the day because he was just too far behind. And Bottas has got enough for a free pit stop and get the extra point. That's true, Fast Ginger. It's one of those things we just don't know. Like, is Mick Schumacher really just driving, the nuts and bolts off that thing to pass the Williams? I don't know. I don't know, unfortunately. Bottas has pitted. Yeah, that's true, Double Dash. Although I guess Michael Schumacher, after Benetton, when he went to Ferrari, they just weren't competitive, but he was, well, maybe up there with Mika, like the best driver in the world. So he had a couple of fallow years. Maybe Mateus, but it'll be interesting for a different reason when Lewis is gone or Lewis goes off the boil. Or Mercedes aren't as competitive. But I remember when Vettel was winning a lot all the time for Red Bull, they were still very exciting championships, like really exciting. 1.9 second stop for Verstappen. So Verstappen's going to go for fastest lap on the last lap. So Verstappen's got 1 lap to go for fastest lap. So this will be interesting because it's almost like a mini qualifying session between Bottas and Verstappen. Let's see what happens here. So we got Perez, Bottas and Verstappen on the soft tyre. Perez currently has fastest lap of the race. Hamilton saying, should we pit? I don't think Hamilton had the luxury because he he can only pit a lap after Verstappen once he knows Verstappen's going to pit. Yes, Gasly in P10, Science from P4 to P11. It really hasn't gone well for Science. I think the medium tyres hasn't worked for him. Yeah, 2007 would have been a crazy season, but I think that gave him the you know, gave him the edge for 2008. Right, Bottas is fastest man now, so what can Verstappen do? Forget about sprint race on a Saturday, we've got qualifying on a Sunday. Yes, so Bottas is fast at 119.8. And this is the last lap of the race as well. I'll look at the intervals and see if Verstappen's on a good lap. I mean, might be. Issa's voted for Norris. Okay, yeah, Norris best of the rest. And 11 seconds, no, sorry, 3 seconds ahead of Leclerc. Verstappen goes purple in sector 1, as we saw at the beginning of the race. Well, I got 2/3 of my prediction right, but the important one I didn't. Hamilton goes over line. P1 for Hamilton. Sir Lewis Hamilton taking the victory. Verstappen's going to come over the line 30 seconds later. It was 2007 when Lewis went into the gravel at China. That was a huge moment. Verstappen goes over the line and goes fastest. With I can't see yet. 119.8. That was really close. I can't remember what Bottas lap time was. That was really close. If Verstappen does get an extra point and he gets PT, which is better than getting a standard PT. Yeah, it was a decent race. It never kind of really blew up. It was on the bubble nicely. But it didn't kind of combust at the end. But it was interesting to see what happened with the soft tyres really fading off and then people going onto the hard tyre. Because Hamilton's on the hard tyre. Is that Hamilton? Yeah, Hamilton's on the hard tyre. Whereas I'm not sure they would have been planning to do that. I'm sure they... Well, I'm not sure. But they may have been planning to put on soft tyre instead. Or would you say lap time deleted, Mountain J? Is that deleted for Verstappen? Or is that a potential shout? Yeah, Lewis getting close to 100 wins in F1. That is absolutely insane. I haven't won 100 races in GT Sport, probably. Which I might have done. That's a very good point, Andrew. So you're saying that in the race you get a number of times to go wide. But what if you're going fastest lap? I guess it's just you can use it. We'll see. I'm sure we'll get protested. Bill Jones dropped the bot. Well, Bottas was P1, and I think the weird moment in the race for Bottas was when he Verstappen undercut him, but Verstappen was still behind Bottas when Bottas came out of the pits, and then Bottas just, I know it was only a couple of corners, but didn't have any kind of grip on the tyres compared to Verstappen, who's had a lap before, but then didn't really defend. I'm sure Hamilton would have just defended anyway, because that was a race critical moment for Bottas. I think if Bottas wanted to win that race, he had to get Verstappen into a dogfight, and he didn't. He let Verstappen get ahead and then just didn't have the pace. Thanks, Mateus. Great to have you. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Again, do feel free to drop a like or even subscribe if you're new, so you don't miss out next time. Play a little welcome song. There you go.
Welcome to the Kirit Card
97 wins for Hamilton. Right, race control's on it apparently. Yeah, so driver of the day. I've gone on Hamilton, but lots of different shouts there. It was pretty interesting in the midfield. Bottas, I mean, is there any shame? Is there a massive amount of shame in coming third to Hamilton and Verstappen? I don't know. I mean, look at Albon last season. Albon wasn't finishing, you know, just behind Max. Albon was finishing way behind. Whereas Bottas is, you know, he's in touching distance of Lewis Hamilton. Potentially the greatest driver ever. Thanks, Al. Glad you enjoyed it. We'll try and do it again for Catalonia, which is a track that I do know really well. I've got a month subscription, so I'll get Catalonia. I think I might get Monaco as well. We'll see. Yeah, if you've got any thoughts about the stream, do feel free to let me know in the comments or even jump into the Discord. There's a link, I'll put a link here, where we do talk all things sim racing and F1 and stuff like that. Ah! Sorry for my cough. Bottas has got fastest lap, so Verstappen's lap time got deleted. Interesting. Yes, Andrew is on it. Yeah, I think Russell's going to be... I mean, Russell did not have a good race, but he was still ahead of Latifi, so, you know, that Williams car is, you know, looks like it struggled maybe with the tyres or something. Mr. Saturday, I think they're calling Russell now. Sorry, Al? Oh, bars for the next iRacing Legends rounds. Yes, I'll be in. I couldn't make, was it Imola in the Audi? I really wanted to do that, but I couldn't make it. But I'll definitely be in for Barca. If I can have some phenomenal results, potentially in with a shout of getting a C2 podium. So, yes. And I'll be iRacing at Le Mans next weekend, doing the 6 hours of Le Mans with Team Rock. Right, that's the race. So, don't know what we do now. But the leaderboard looks like it works. So thank you so much for joining. An hour and 40 minutes of racing. Thanks, Davey. Thanks, Paul Jones. I will end it in a couple of minutes. I need to work on the leaderboard. I didn't want to take something from another website that just didn't feel right. You know, we have breached no copyright on the stream. Which is always a good thing to aim for. I'll see if I can get some data to automate that. Let's see. Thanks, Lisa. Ah, we can have all the boys, the Double Dash boys, conversation that race. Okay. Yeah, do check out Double Dash Motorsport Media's channel for all things commentary on Club 100 karting, which is a championship that Super GT races in. Jimmy Racing last season, iRacing as well, and also iRacing and GT Sport and stuff like that. I can do Shadow. It'll just be, I'll have to update it, but I'll post it in the Discord, the championship boards. Yeah, tyres would be interesting, lap times, but I'd need to scrape that data from somewhere. I want to make sure it's all above board. So I do want to do this stuff properly and become better at it, and you know, try and improve and, you know, make it a nice experience. Mr. Finch, when are you back karting? Potentially next weekend, but Club 100 I'll be at Wilton Mill in a couple of weekends time, and I've got a 24-hour race with the likes of Ruswald, Sam Dimlow, Walmid on GT Sport at the end of the month. So 24-hour karting. Got some cool ideas for videos there. We could do. Try and live stream some of it as well. Oh, it's a good time here. No one I know follows F1 here in West Virginia in the USA. In West Virginia. Is it all NASCAR in that part of the world? Be good to have along, Fast Ginger, a valued member of the stream as well. But yeah, right, I'm going to end it there rather than just kind of waffle on. If you have any thoughts about how this has gone or anything we can do better, then let me know. Either comment on this video when it ends, or let me know in the Discord. But otherwise, it's been great doing this. I think it's made the race more interesting. And yeah, I'm going to try and aim to do this for all the race actually. Wherever I am in the world, it should be something I can do. Yes, Double Dash at Milton Keynes. That is where I'm going to be. But we are going to end it there. So if you are not subscribed to the stream and you like this video, please do subscribe. It helps the channel out so much. It'd be great to have you. If you want to drop a like, you can do that as well. It's up to you. Thanks, Big John. Thanks, JDP. Thanks, Leapy, Fartinger, Mountain J, Double Dash, Mr. Finch, Al, Leapy in here as well, Baz, Andy, Issa, Bill Jones. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to go to our lovely members page. Last couple of weeks, the support of the stream in terms of, you know, just the chat, the views, people subscribing, the members, the crazy donations, just been absolutely crazy. So I'm very grateful to everyone. And working on some cool things to upgrade the stream. I will let you know in the Discord. Otherwise, it's been absolutely fantastic. Hope you enjoyed it. Well done, Mr. Sir Lewis Hamilton, I should say. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Start your engines if you wanna play, and let's go on the track and begin the day. Keep your eyes on the prize, yeah, what I say, cause if I beat you, oh, you're gonna pay. Go ahead, select your category. Maybe you'd wanna go with GT Sport. On the other hand, Club 100 Cards does well. Let's not forget iRacing. It's time to join forces with Kiret Card. Kiret Card. I knew I could win, I said I will. The energy pumping up, what a thrill when you're facing the champ. Kiret Card, he doesn't race for fun, it's his art. Everybody going after the goal, always going after one another to reach the goal. That's how we see the chasing in Frey Bento's racing. Adrenaline rushing up right to your veins. You gotta trust me, it's gonna feel insane. After finishing a race, you won't feel the same. So clean your mode and let's start again. If you wanna be part of this ride, better look out, it'll hit you like a big tide. Come join our one and only racing drive. Get ready, set, go, and hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Come on. I knew I could win, I said I will. The energy pumping up, what a thrill when you're facing the champ. A Kiret Card, he doesn't race for fun, it's his art. Everybody going after the goal, always going after one another to reach the goal. That's how we see the chasing in Frey Bento's racing.